28. Place: from Calcutta to the Mutt on a boat. Year 1902. While walking on the banks of the Ganga at Calcutta one afternoon, the disciples saw a sannyasin in the distance approaching towards a Hiritola Ghat. While he came near, the disciple found the sannyasin to be no other than his guru, Swami Vivekananda. In his left hand, he had a leaf receptacle containing fried gram, which he was eating like a boy, and was walking in great joy. When he stood before him, the disciple fell at his feet and asked the reason for his coming to Calcutta unexpectedly. Swamiji: I came on business. Come, will you go to the mutt? Eat a little of the fried gram. It has a nice saline and pungent taste. The disciple took the food with gladness and agreed to go to the mutt with him. Swamiji: then look for a boat. The disciple hurried to hire a boat. He was settling the amount of the boat hire with the boatman, who demanded 8 annas, when Swamiji also appeared on the scene and stopped the disciple, saying, Why are you haggling with them? And said to the boatman, Very well, I will give you 8 annas, and got into the boat. That boat proceeded slowly against the current and took nearly an hour and a half to reach the mutt. Being alone with Swamiji in the boat, the disciple had an opportunity of asking him freely about all subjects. Raising the topic of the glorificatory poem which the disciple had recently composed singing the greatness of the devotees of Sri Ramakrishna, Swamiji asked him, How do you know that those whom you have named in your hymn are the near and intimate disciples of Sri Ramakrishna? Disciple: Sir, I have associated with the sannyasin and householder disciples of Sri Ramakrishna for so many years. I have heard from them that they are all devotees of Sri Ramakrishna. Swamiji: Yes, they are devotees of Sri Ramakrishna, but all devotees do not belong to the group of his most intimate and nearest disciples. Staying in the Kosipur garden, Sri Ramakrishna said to us, The Divine Mother showed me that all of these are not my inner devotees. Sri Ramakrishna said so that day with respect to both his men and women devotees. Then, speaking of the way Sri Ramakrishna would indicate different grades among devotees, high and low, Swamiji began to explain to the disciple at length the great difference there is between the householders and the sannyasin's life. Swamiji: Is it possible that one would serve the path of lust and wealth and understand Sri Ramakrishna aright at the same time? Or will it ever be possible? Never put your faith in such words. Many among the devotees of Sri Ramakrishna are now proclaiming themselves as Ishvara Koti, of divine class, Antaranga, of inner class, etc. They could not imbibe his great renunciation or dispassion, yet they say they are his intimate devotees. Sweep away all such words. He was a prince of Tyagis, self-renouncers, and obtaining his grace, can anybody spend his life in the enjoyment of lust and wealth? Disciple: Is it then, sir, that those who came to him at Dakshineshwar were not his devotees? Swamiji: Who says that? Everybody who has gone to Sri Ramakrishna has advanced in spirituality, is advancing, and will advance. Sri Ramakrishna used to say that the perfected rishis of a previous kalpa, cycle, take human bodies and come on earth with the avatars. They are the associates of the Lord. God works through them and propagates his religion. Know this for a truth, that they alone are the associates of the avatara who have renounced all self for the sake of others, who, giving up all sense enjoyments with repugnance, spend their lives for the good of the world, for the welfare of the jivas. The disciples of Jesus were all sannyasins. The direct recipients of the grace of Shankara, Ramanuja, Sri Chaitanya, and Buddha were the all-renouncing sannyasins. It is men of this stamp who have been through succession of disciples spreading the Brahma Vidya, knowledge of Brahman in the world. Where and when have you heard that a man being the slave of lust and wealth has been able to liberate another or to show the path of God to him? Without himself free, how can he make others free? In Veda, Vedanta, Itihasa, history, Purana, ancient tradition, you will find everywhere that the sannyasins have been the teachers of religion in all ages and climes. History repeats itself. It will also be likewise now. The capable sannyasin children of Sri Ramakrishna, the teacher of the great synthesis of religions, will be honored everywhere as the teachers of men. The words of others will dissipate in the air like an empty sound. The real self sacrificing sannyasins of the mutt will be the center of the preservation and spread of religious ideas. Do you understand? Disciple. Then is it not true what the householder devotees of Sri Ramakrishna are preaching about him in diverse ways? Swamiji. It can't be said that they are altogether false, but what they are saying about Sri Ramakrishna is only partial truth. According to one's own capacity, one has understood Sri Ramakrishna and so is discussing about him. It is not bad either to do so. But if any of his devotees has concluded that what he has understood of him is the only truth, then he is an object of pity. Some are saying that Sri Ramakrishna was a Tantrika and Kaula, some that he was Sri Chaitanya born on earth to preach Naradiya Bhakti, Bhakti as taught by Narada. Some again that to undertake spiritual practices is opposed to faith in him as an avatara, while some are opining that it is not agreeable to his teachings to take to sannyasa. You will hear such words from the householder devotees, but do not listen to such one sided estimates. He was the concentrated embodiment of how many previous avatars? Even spending the whole life in religious austerity, we could not understand it. Therefore, one has to speak about him with caution and restraint. As are one's capacities, so he fills one with spiritual ideas. One spray from the full ocean of his spirituality, if realized, will make gods of men. Such a synthesis of universal ideas you will not find in the history of the world again. Understand from this who was born in the person of Sri Ramakrishna. When he used to instruct his sannyasin disciples, he would rise from his seat and look about to see if any householder was coming that way or not. If he found none, then in glowing words he would depict the glory of renunciation and austerity. As a result of the rousing power of that fiery dispassion, we have renounced the world and become averse to worldliness. Disciple. He used to make such distinctions between householders and sannyasins. Swamiji. Ask and learn from the householder devotees themselves about it, and you yourself can think and know which are greater, those of his children who for the realization of God have renounced all enjoyments of the worldly life and are spending themselves in the practice of austerities on hills and forests, tirthas and ashramas, holy places and hermitages, or those who are praising and glorifying his name and practicing his remembrance, but are not able to rise above the delusion and bondage of the world. Which are greater? Those who are coming forward in the service of humanity, regarding them as the Atman, those who are continent since early age, who are the moving embodiments of renunciation and dispassion, or those who like flies are at one time sitting on a flower and at the next moment on a dung heap. You can yourself think and come to a conclusion. Disciple. But sir, what does the world really mean to those who have obtained his grace? Whether they remain in the householder's life or to take to sannyasa, it is immaterial, so it appears to me. Swamiji. The mind of those who have truly received his grace cannot be attached to worldliness. The test of his grace is unattachment to lust or wealth. If that has not come in anyone's life, then he has not truly received his grace. When the above discussion ended thus, the disciple, raising another topic, asked Swamiji, Sir, what is the outcome of all your labors here and in foreign countries? Swamiji. You will see only a little manifestation of what has been done. In time, the whole world must accept the universal and Catholic ideas of Sri Ramakrishna, and of this, only the beginning has been made. Before this flood, everybody will be swept off. Disciple. Please tell me more about Sri Ramakrishna. I like very much to hear of him from your lips. Swamiji. You are hearing so much about him all the time. What more? He himself is his own parallel. Has he any exemplar? Disciple. What is the way for us who have not seen him? Swamiji. You have been blessed with the company of these sadhus who are the direct recipients of his grace. How then can you say you have not seen him? He is present among his sannyasin disciples. By service to them, he will in time be revealed in your heart. In time you will realize everything. Disciple. But sir, you speak about others who have received his grace, but never about what he used to say about yourself. Swamiji, what shall I say about myself? You see, I must be one of his demons. In his presence, even, I would sometimes speak ill of him, hearing which he would laugh. Saying thus, Swamiji's face assumed a grave aspect, and he looked towards the river with an absent mind and sat still for some time. Within a short time, the evening fell, and the boat also reached the mutt. Swamiji was then humming a tune to himself. Now, in the evening of life, take the child back to his home. When the song was finished, Swamiji said, in your part of the country, East Bengal, sweet voiced singers are not born. Without drinking the water of Mother Ganga, a sweet musical voice is not acquired. After paying the hire, Swamiji descended from the boat and taking off his coat sat in the western veranda of the mutt. His fair complexion and ochre robe presented a beautiful sight.